Guys, you really need to start putting yourselves in a lot more uncomfortable situations. The only way you're actually going to get over any of your fears, any of your anxieties, any of your insecurities, if you just throw yourself into the actual situation. You're not going to be able, there's no way in this world are you ever going to just be able to think through how to fix all your problems. Just think through how to build the confidence. Think through how to break down the insecurity. Think through how to beat down the anxiety. The only way to actually get rid of those things or build them, if you're trying to build them, is to do the thing, okay? So if it's confidence, you're trying to build that, the only way to build confidence is to do things that are going to build confidence. You don't get the confidence from just waiting for it to appear upon you and then you start doing things. You start doing things while you don't feel confident, and then the confidence comes as you do things while you don't feel confident. It goes the same thing on the opposite end for defeating anxiety and insecurity. You don't just stop feeling insecure and just stop having anxiety and then you start doing things. You start doing things with the anxiety, you let it build up, and you break through it. You literally have to break through that wall in order to get over it. But if you keep on holding back and you keep on hiding and you keep on saying, oh, that's great, all this stuff sounds great, I'll take note of it and think on it. No, you have to actually exercise it. It's just like if you watch a bunch of videos on how to train properly, how to do a proper bulk, how to do a full prep. My mic died. I don't know if you can still hear me or not, but if you can, how to bulk, how to do a full prep, anything like that. If you can watch all the videos you want on it, learn all about it, but if you don't do it, you're not actually going to build a confidence. And yes, learning about it is great. That will teach you a lot, and that will give you like a forefront of confidence, because confidence comes from competence. So if you can become more competent on something, of course you're going to be more confident on it. But you're never going to actually like forge that confidence unless you actually do the thing. You're never actually going to finally break through that anxiety and break through the insecurity, break through the drug addiction, unless you start doing things that make you feel anxious and get through them. Unless you just stop using the drugs. You're never going to get past that porn addiction unless you just stop using it. You're not going to fade yourself off of it. You just got to stop doing it. And every time you feel like doing it, instead of thinking, I need to suppress this feeling, think, why am I getting this feeling? Okay, it's because I'm horny or something, Okay, well, great. Why? Because you're probably bored. And you probably don't have a whole lot of other things you have to do. And if you do have something else you have to do, going and beating yourself in the fucking bathroom feels a lot better, and that's a lot easier, and you're getting dopamine from that versus doing the hard shit and getting the dopamine from that. So your brain's like, I could just go to the comfort. I could get that same reward feeling by just going and chilling in the bathroom for 10 minutes and doing my thing versus actually spending 10 hours on a project. But the thing is that the feeling you're going to get at the end of that project is so much better. You're not going to have that awful post-nut clarity and awful post-nut regret. You have that same post-nut clarity and post-nut regret with anything. It's like, after you do it and you're like, oh, dude, I hate myself. Dude, it's the same thing for after you eat. It's the same thing for after you avoid a situation that would have made you anxious, that you could have fought through that. After you avoided a situation that made you insecure and you didn't just plow through it, you get that same post-nut clarity and post-nut, oh shit, what did I do? It's the same thing. Post-nut clarity and anxiety, insecurity, it's all the same thing. It's just you gotta rethink how you're doing things. You gotta rethink why you're doing things when you're doing them. When an emotion comes up, when you feel a certain way, you gotta think, why am I feeling this certain way? What past triggers in my life caused me to start feeling like this? Okay, maybe it was something to do with something that your parents used to say to you all the time. Maybe they used to always shit on a trait about you, and now you're super insecure about that. Okay, now that you know that it was beaten into you that was wrong, and now you have to do a bunch of things to prove to yourself that it's actually right. And yeah, it sucks that you have to go through that. Yeah, it sucks that you have to deal with that. But at the same time, it doesn't, and it's a gift. And the reason it's a gift because it shows you what you're able to push yourself through, what you're able to overcome. If you didn't go through all those hard things and you don't have anything to overcome, then it's just going to be way more difficult when something difficult does come up, because you've never practiced overcoming something difficult in your life before, because it's always been easy for you. But if you just push through, simple, problem fixed.